I did not expect to be framed by the person who runs the HOA committee. I live in Riverstone, a desert subdivision in Las Vegas, Nevada, where the summer sun bakes packages on doorsteps and makes everyone a little meaner than they need to be. I work from home as a software quality analyst, which means I need quiet, I need focus, and I absolutely cannot afford constant chaos interrupting my calls and deadlines. That makes what happened next even worse. "You took my shipment," she yelled, waving a clear plastic sleeve clipboard at me like it was a warrant. "I have multiple witnesses, and I am not naming them until you admit what you did." Her name was Donna Pierce, events director for the Riverstone Neighborhood Association, and she was standing on my driveway at 4 in the afternoon on a Tuesday, blocking my car. Behind her stood two guys in cheap black polos with the word security stitched on the chest, arms folded like bouncers. I had been trying to leave for a vendor pickup, and now I was stuck. "I did not take anything," I said, keeping my voice flat. "What shipment are you talking about?" "A sealed box of HOA signage pieces," she snapped. "It was delivered to the clubhouse last week, and you were seen near the storage closet. I already submitted everything to management, and you can either pay the replacement cost today, or I will have security escort you off the property if you try to access common areas." I felt my jaw tighten. The pen in my hand dug into my palm. "I was never near the clubhouse storage," I said. "I have not been inside the clubhouse in 2 months." "Everyone agrees with me," she said, smirking. "I have messages." That line. "Everyone agrees with me. I have messages." She said it like she was reading a verdict. I did not know it yet, but that line would come back to destroy her. "Show me the messages," I said. "I do not have to show you anything," she said. "I have a process and you will follow it. You have until Friday to pay $347 or the association will file a lien and start the collections process. That is 3 days." She turned and walked back to her car, the two security guys trailing behind her like a parade. I stood there on my own driveway, holding a pen so tightly I thought it would snap, trying to process what just happened. $347, a lien process, witnesses I could not challenge, and a deadline that started this week. I pulled out my phone and checked the Riverstone HOA portal. No notice, no complaint, no record of any shipment or any accusation. I searched my email. Nothing. I checked the tracking number for my own deliveries. Nothing missing. I called the management office and got voicemail. That night, I could not focus on work. My client deadline was Friday and I had regression tests running, but every time I sat down at my desk, I kept replaying Donna standing there with that clipboard, those two guys behind her, the way she smiled when she said everyone agrees with me. I kept checking the portal. Still nothing. Wednesday morning, I got an email. It was from Donna, sent at 6 in the morning, with the subject line "Final Notice Replacement Cost." The body was 2 sentences. "You admitted on the phone last week that you moved items from the clubhouse, and you will pay the invoice attached or face immediate suspension of amenity access and referral to collections." The invoice was a PDF with a line item for HOA event signage restoration, $347, due Friday. I never called her. I never moved anything. I scrolled back through my call log. No outgoing calls to Donna, no incoming calls from her, no voicemails. She invented it. I forwarded the email to myself 3 times and saved a PDF copy. Then I called the management office again. This time someone picked up. "This is about Donna Pierce and a theft accusation," I said. "She is claiming I stole a shipment and she is demanding payment by Friday. But there is no record of this on the portal, and I never took anything." "Let me pull up your account," the woman said. Her voice was tired, like she had heard this before. "What is your address?" I gave it to her. I heard typing. "I do not see any open violations or notices on your account," she said. "When did this happen?" "Yesterday," I said. "She came to my house with private security and threatened a lien. She also claimed I admitted something on a phone call that never happened." "If there is no notice on the portal, then it is not official," she said. Donna sometimes handles events complaints internally, but she is supposed to submit everything through the system. Let me send her a message and I will call you back. She did not call back. Thursday morning, I was on a work call when my doorbell camera sent an alert. I glanced at my phone and saw Donna standing on my porch again, this time alone, holding a manila folder. I muted my mic and opened the live feed. "I know you are in there," she said loudly, looking directly at the camera. "You have 24 hours to pay, or I am filing the lien paperwork tomorrow morning. I am also notifying the tow company that your vehicle is not authorized to park in guest spaces starting tonight. If you want to dispute this, you can request a hearing, but that takes 6 weeks and the lien process does not stop." She turned and walked back to her car. I watched the clip 3 times. She never knocked on the door after that first round. She knew I was on a call. She wanted it on camera so she could say she tried to notify me. I saved the clip and sent it to the management office with a timestamp. Then I called the tow company directly. "This is a resident at Riverstone," I said. "Someone just told me my car is not authorized to park in guest spaces. Can you confirm if there is a tow order on file?" "Let me check," the dispatcher said. I heard typing. "No active orders for Riverstone right now." "Who told you that?" "The events director," I said. "She does not have authority to order tows," he said. "Only management or board officers can do that. If she calls us, we will ask for written authorization." I thanked him and hung up. That was my first piece of evidence. Donna was bluffing about the tow, which meant she might be bluffing about the lien too. I went back to work, but I kept checking my phone. At 2 in the afternoon, I got another email from Donna. Subject line, clarification. "Body, I reviewed my records and I have confirmed that you were present at the Clubhouse on the date in question and multiple residents saw you near the storage area. I have attached a timeline. Please remit payment by end of business tomorrow." The attachment was a Word document with a table, 3 columns, date, time, and observation. The first row said I was seen entering the Clubhouse at 10 in the morning on a Tuesday 2 weeks ago. The second row said I was seen exiting with a large bag. The third row said another resident reported the signage missing the next day. No names, no timestamps, no photos. I checked my calendar. 2 weeks ago, that Tuesday, I was on a client call from 9 until noon. I pulled up the call recording from my work system and checked the metadata. Start time, 902. End time, 11:53. I was on camera the entire time. I saved the recording link and the metadata screenshot. Then I replied to Donna. "I was on a work video call during the time you listed. I have the recording and the metadata. I was never at the Clubhouse that day. Please provide the names of the witnesses and the evidence you claim to have submitted to management." Her response came back in 4 minutes. "I already submitted everything. You are stalling. Payment is due tomorrow or I will proceed with enforcement." She ignored my evidence. She ignored my question. She moved the goalpost. Now, it was not about whether I did it. It was about whether I paid. I called the management office again. "I need to speak to someone about Donna Pierce filing false accusations," I said. "She is not in today," the woman said. "I can take a message." "This is urgent," I said. "She is demanding money by tomorrow for something I did not do, and she is threatening a lien. I sent you the doorbell footage and the timeline yesterday. Has anyone reviewed it?" "I will forward it to the property manager," she said, "but I cannot stop a lien filing if it is already in process." "Is it in process?" I asked. She paused. "I do not see anything in the system," she said. So Donna was lying about the lien too. That night, I printed every email, every portal screenshot, every call log, and every piece of evidence I had. I put it all in a black binder with tabs. I labeled the front evidence binder in block letters with a marker. If Donna wanted a process, I would give her one. Friday morning, my deadline day, I got a text from an unknown number. It was a photo of a printed notice on Riverstone letterhead. The heading said violation notice. My name was typed in a blank box at the top. Below that, it said failure to return association property and unauthorized removal of event supplies. At the bottom, in a highlighted date box, it said enforcement action authorized as of today. I texted back, "Who is this?" No response. I called the management office. "Someone just sent me a photo of a violation notice with my name on it," I said. "Is this official?" "Can you forward it to me?" the woman said. I sent the screenshot. She called me back 2 minutes later. "That is not our current template," she said. "We changed the format last year. Also, violation notices are mailed and posted on the portal. We do not text them." "So it is fake," I said. "I cannot say that," she said, "but it is not from us." Donna printed a fake notice and texted it to me to scare me into paying. That was evidence point 3. I was about to leave for the management office when my doorbell rang. I opened the door and saw a guy in a blue uniform holding a clipboard. "Mail carrier," he said. "I have a question about a package delivery. Someone named Donna Pierce called the post office and said you signed for a package that was supposed to go to the clubhouse. Do you remember that?" "No," I said. "I have not signed for anything except my own deliveries." "That is what I thought," he said. "I checked the logs. You did not sign for anything addressed to the HOA. I told her that, but she said I must have handed it to you by mistake. I wanted to confirm with you directly." "I never took any HOA package," I said. "Good," he said, "because she was trying to file a complaint against me. I am noting this conversation in my report." He left. I stood there on my porch holding my evidence binder and realized Donna was not just framing me. She was trying to pressure the mail carrier into backing her story. If you are enjoying this story, please hit the like button and subscribe for more wild HOA drama. I drove to the Riverstone management office. It was a small building next to the clubhouse, beige stucco with tinted windows. I walked in and saw a woman behind a reception counter. She looked up. "Can I help you?" "I need to speak to the property manager about Donna Pierce," I said. "She has been harassing me for a week over a theft accusation that is completely false, and I have evidence." "She is not here right now," the woman said. "You can leave the documents and I will make sure she gets them." "I would rather wait," I said. "It could be a while." I sat down in the lobby. 10 minutes later, the door opened and Donna walked in. She froze when she saw me. Then she walked up to the counter. "I need you to print a notice for this address," she said, sliding a piece of paper across the counter. "The resident has failed to comply with the payment deadline and I need it posted today." The woman behind the counter looked at the paper, then looked at me, then looked back at Donna. "I cannot print a notice without authorization from the property manager," she said. "I am the events director," Donna said. "I have authorization." "Not for violations," the woman said. "That has to go through the property manager or the board." "This is ridiculous," Donna said, her voice rising. "I have a process and you will follow it." The woman did not move. Donna turned and saw me watching. Her face went red. "You are not supposed to be here," she said. "I am a resident," I said. "I can be here." "You are trespassing," she said. "I have suspended your amenity access." "Show me the paperwork," I said. She did not answer. Instead, she pulled out her handheld radio and pressed the button. "I need security at the management office," she said into the radio. "We have a trespassing situation." The woman behind the counter stood up. "Ma'am, this is not a trespassing situation," she said. "He is a resident and he has a right to be here." "I am calling the police," Donna said, pulling out her phone. "Go ahead," I said. "I would love to have this on record." She stared at me. Then she turned and walked out. The door slammed behind her. "I am sorry about that," the woman said. "She has been doing this a lot lately." "Doing what?" I asked. "Trying to enforce things that are not her job," she said. "The board has been getting complaints." I handed her my evidence binder. "Can you give this to the property manager?" I said. "It has everything. The emails, the fake notice, the doorbell footage, the timeline she sent me, and proof I was on a work call when she claims I was at the clubhouse." "I will make sure she gets it," the woman said. I left the office and drove home. I was pulling into my driveway when I got a call from an unknown number. This is Deputy Collins with Metro, a man said. I am calling about a complaint filed by a Donna Pierce. She says you threatened her at the management office. Can you tell me what happened? I took a breath. I did not threaten her, I said. I was sitting in the lobby waiting to speak to the property manager. She came in, tried to force the staff to print a fake notice, and then accused me of trespassing. The staff member told her I was allowed to be there. She left on her own. Did you raise your voice or make any physical contact? He asked. No, I said. I stayed in my seat the entire time. The staff member witnessed the whole thing. Okay, he said. I am going to note that in the report. If she calls again, I will follow up with the office staff. Do you have any documentation of prior incidents? I have a binder full of it, I said. Emails, doorbell footage, fake notices, threats, everything. Send it to me, he said, and gave me an email address. I am opening a case file. If this continues, you may want to consider a restraining order. I thanked him and hung up. Then I forwarded everything to his email with a cover note. Case file number in hand, I finally felt like someone was listening. That weekend, I got a text from my neighbor across the street. She said she had doorbell footage from 2 weeks ago and I should come see it. I walked over. She pulled up the clip on her phone. This is from the Tuesday Donna mentioned, she said. Watch the clubhouse driveway. The timestamp matched the day Donna claimed I was there. I watched. At 9:50 in the morning, Donna's car pulled up to the clubhouse. She got out, walked to the back of her car, opened the trunk, and pulled out a large cardboard box. She carried it inside. 3 minutes later, she came out empty-handed, got in her car, and drove away. Can you send me that clip? I asked. Already done, she said. I sent it to the management office yesterday after I heard what she was doing to you. I also sent it to the board president. That was evidence point 4. Donna was at the clubhouse the same morning she claimed I was there, and she was carrying a box. Monday morning, I got an email from the property manager. Subject line, investigation update. Body, we have reviewed the materials you submitted and the additional evidence provided by other residents. We have determined that the accusation against you is unfounded and no violation notice will be issued. We are addressing the matter internally with the events director. Your account has been cleared and no fees are owed. I printed the email and added it to the binder. Then I checked the HOA portal. My account was clean. No notices, no fees, no flags. But I was not done. I called the board president. Her name was Lisa and she had been on the board for 6 years. She picked up on the second ring. I heard about what happened, she said. I am so sorry. Donna has been a problem for a while, but this crossed a line. What happens now? I asked. We are holding a special committee meeting tomorrow night, she said. Donna is being asked to step down from the events director role. If she refuses, the board will vote to remove her. Can I be there? I asked. It is not a public meeting, she said, but I will let you know the outcome. I hung up and went back to work. I had tests to finish and a deadline to hit, but my focus was gone. Every time I tried to concentrate, I kept thinking about Donna walking into that office, trying to force the staff to print a fake notice, calling the cops on me, lying to the mail carrier. She was not just mean, she was systematic. Tuesday afternoon, I got a call from Lisa. The committee voted, she said. Donna is out as events director. We also found some irregularities in the event budget and the storage inventory. We are conducting a full audit. What kind of irregularities? I asked. Missing receipts, unaccounted purchases, and some items that were reported stolen but never filed with management, she said. It looks like she has been taking things for months and blaming other people when anyone noticed. That explained the signage. That explained the fake timeline. That explained why she was so aggressive about making me pay. She needed someone to blame before the audit caught her. Wednesday morning, I got another text from the unknown number. It was Donna. You ruined my reputation. I have emails proving you were involved, and I am going to make sure everyone knows. I screenshotted the text and forwarded it to Deputy Collins. He called me an hour later. That is harassment, he said. I am going to contact her and advise her to stop. If she continues, we will pursue charges. 2 days later, Lisa called again. The audit is done, she said. Donna took over $2,000 worth of supplies over the last year. Event decorations, signage, clubhouse keys, petty cash. She was reselling some of it online and keeping the rest. We are filing a police report and the board is considering a civil suit to recover the costs. What about the people she blamed? I asked. We are reaching out to everyone, she said. You were not the first. She accused 3 other residents before you. We are issuing formal apologies and clearing their accounts. I thanked her and hung up. Then I went back to my evidence binder and pulled out the fake notice Donna had texted me. I looked at the date box she had highlighted. The date was wrong. It was 2 days before she even claimed the shipment went missing. She had printed the notice ahead of time and filled in my name later. That was the final piece. She had planned the frame-up from the start. Thursday afternoon, I got a call from a vendor I did not recognize. The guy on the phone said he was the dispatcher for the security company Donna had used. I am calling to apologize, he said. Donna Pierce hired us for a residential standby last week and told us you were a problem tenant. We sent 2 guys to back her up. We did not know it was an HOA dispute, and we did not know she was lying. We have terminated our contract with her, and we are refunding the fee. Appreciate that, I said. We also flagged her account, he said. She tried to book us again this morning, and we declined. Just wanted you to know. I hung up and added the call to my notes. Donna was losing her vendors, her position, and her credibility. But I wanted one more thing. I wanted to see her face when it all collapsed. Friday morning, I drove to the clubhouse. The board had scheduled a special meeting to address the audit findings, and I had been invited to attend as an affected resident. I parked in the lot and walked inside. The meeting room was set up with a long table at the front and rows of chairs facing it. About 20 residents were already seated. I took a seat in the back. Lisa called the meeting to order. She summarized the audit findings, the missing items, the false accusations, and the budget discrepancies. Then she said the board had voted to terminate Donna's position and refer the matter to the police. We are also implementing new policies, she said. All violation notices must go through the management office. All spending must have board approval. And we are requiring the association to preserve records and stop deleting portal uploads. Donna was sitting in the front row. I could see her shoulders shaking. Then she stood up. This is a witch hunt, she said, her voice loud and shaky. I have documentation for everything. I have witnesses. Everyone agrees with me. I have messages. Lisa looked at her. We reviewed your messages, Donna, she said. Most of them were sent to yourself. The ones that were not were requests for event volunteers. None of them mentioned theft or accusations. That is not true, Donna said. I submitted everything. We checked the portal, Lisa said. You deleted most of your uploads last month, but the system keeps a backup log. We recovered everything. Donna froze. Then she turned and looked around the room. Her eyes landed on me. I met her stare and did not blink. We also have doorbell footage from multiple residents, Lisa continued, including footage of you removing a box from the clubhouse the same morning you claimed another resident was there. We have the mail carrier's statement that you tried to pressure him into falsifying a delivery record. And we have a police report documenting your harassment. I never harassed anyone, Donna said. You called the cops on me for sitting in the management office lobby, I said from the back. You texted me a fake notice. You threatened to have me towed. You came to my house with security guards and demanded money for something I did not do. Donna opened her mouth, but nothing came out. Then Lisa held up a clear plastic sleeve clipboard. This is the clipboard you were carrying when you confronted residents, she said. It has a blank violation form with a date box highlighted. The date is 2 days before the shipment was even reported missing. You printed this before you accused anyone. Donna reached for the clipboard, but Lisa pulled it back. This is evidence now, she said. The police have a copy. Donna sat down. The room was silent. Then another resident stood up. She accused me last year of stealing pool towels, the woman said. She made me pay $50 and I never even used the pool. I want my money back. We are reviewing all prior accusations, Lisa said. If you were wrongly charged, you will be refunded. Another resident stood. She tried to tow my car because I parked in a guest spot for 10 minutes, he said. She told me I was banned from the clubhouse. I missed my daughter's birthday party because of her. More residents started talking. The room filled with voices. Donna sat frozen in her chair, staring at the floor. Then she stood up, grabbed her bag, and walked out. The door slammed behind her. The meeting is adjourned, Lisa said. I stayed in my seat as the room emptied. Lisa walked over. I am sorry this happened to you, she said. We should have caught this sooner. What happens next? I asked. The police are investigating, she said. If they find enough evidence, they will file charges. The board is also considering a civil suit to recover the stolen funds, and we are electing a new events director next month. Good, I said. I left the clubhouse and drove home. That night, I got an email from the management office. Subject line, formal apology. Body, on behalf of the Riverstone Neighborhood Association, we apologize for the unfounded accusations and harassment you experienced. Your account has been cleared and all related fees have been waived. We have implemented new policies to prevent this from happening again. If you have any further concerns, please contact us directly. I printed the email and added it to the binder. Then I closed it and put it on the shelf. 2 weeks later, I was checking my mail when I saw Donna's car pull up to the clubhouse. I watched from my driveway. She got out, walked to the door, and tried her key. It did not work. She tried another key. Still nothing. She pulled out her phone and made a call. A minute later, she got back in her car and drove away. The next day, Lisa called me. I thought you would want to know, she said. Donna showed up at the clubhouse yesterday and tried to get in. The locks were changed last week and her keys do not work anymore. She called the management office and demanded access. They told her she is no longer authorized. Good, I said. There is more, she said. The police finished their investigation. They found evidence that she had been taking items for over a year and reselling them. They are filing theft charges. She is also being sued by the association for restitution. I thanked her and hung up. Then I went back to work. A month later, I got a text from Lisa. The board had held a vote to replace Donna as events director. The vote was unanimous. The new director was a retired teacher who had lived in Riverstone for 10 years and had never filed a single complaint. The text also said the board had voted to add a new rule. All violation notices must include photo evidence, a signature from the property manager, and a response period of at least 10 days. No more fake notices. No more same-day threats. That weekend, I was at the grocery store when I saw Donna in the checkout line. She saw me and looked away. I did not say anything. I just grabbed my bags and left. 3 months later, I got a letter in the mail. It was from the court. Donna had been convicted of misdemeanor theft and ordered to pay restitution to the association. She was also placed on probation for 2 years. The letter included a breakdown of the stolen items, signage, decorations, keys, petty cash, and pool supplies. The total value was over $2,000. I kept the letter. A few weeks after that, I was walking to the mailbox cluster when I saw a guy in a polo shirt carrying a clipboard. He waved me over. You are the one who caught the events director stealing, right? He said. That is me, I said. I am the new property manager, he said. I wanted to introduce myself. I have been going through the old files and cleaning up the mess she left. You did the association a favor. If you had not pushed back, she would still be doing it. Thanks, I said. I also wanted to let you know we found the missing signage, he said. It was in a storage tote in her garage. The police recovered it during the investigation. We are getting it back next week. That was the twist I had been waiting for. The missing item turned up in a storage tote that only Donna controlled. She had stolen it, hidden it, and then blamed me to cover her tracks. What happens to the tote? I asked. It is evidence, he said, but once the case is closed, it will be returned to the association. There were other items in there too. Pool keys, clubhouse remotes, petty cash envelopes. She was running her own little side operation. I thanked him and went back to my townhouse. That night, I pulled out my evidence binder and flipped through it one more time. The emails, the doorbell footage, the fake notice, the timeline, the call logs, the court letter, every piece of the puzzle. I closed the binder and put it back on the shelf. I did not need it anymore. A few months later, the board held an election for the events director position. I did not run, but I voted. The retired teacher won by a landslide. The first thing she did was host a community barbecue at the Clubhouse. She invited everyone, including me. I went. It was the first HOA event I had attended in over a year. Donna was not there. I was standing by the grill talking to my neighbor when Lisa walked over. "I wanted to thank you again," she said. "What you did changed the way this association operates. We are more transparent now, we are more accountable, and we are a lot less toxic." "I just wanted to clear my name," I said. "You did more than that," she said. "You exposed a system that was broken, and you did it the right way. You did not yell, you did not vandalize, you did not break any rules. You just gathered the facts and made people listen." I appreciated that, because that was exactly what I wanted. I did not want revenge in the criminal sense. I wanted the system to work. I wanted the HOA to follow its own rules, and I wanted Donna to face consequences that were fair, lawful, and public. And that is exactly what happened. 6 months after the court case closed, I was sitting on my patio when I got a notification from the HOA portal. It was a message from the new property manager. Subject line: Policy Update. Body, effective immediately. All HOA violation notices must include photographic evidence, a manager signature, and a 10-day response window. All notices must be posted to the portal before any enforcement action is taken. Residents may request a hearing before any fees or liens are filed. The association is also required to preserve all records and portal uploads for a minimum of 3 years. That was the HOA consequence. The association was forced to change the way it operated. No more fake notices, no more deleted records, no more selective enforcement. The next week, I was at the management office dropping off a maintenance request when I saw a flyer on the bulletin board. It was an announcement for the next board election. Donna's name was not on the ballot. I asked the woman at the counter what happened. "She tried to run again," the woman said, "but the board voted to bar her from holding any position for 5 years. It is in the bylaws. Anyone convicted of theft or fraud cannot serve." That was the Karen consequence. Her own committee voted to replace her, and she had to watch it happen. A year after everything started, I was walking to my car when I saw Donna's car pull into the neighborhood. She slowed down as she passed me, then kept driving. She did not stop. She did not wave. She just drove through and left. I never saw her again. The Riverstone Neighborhood Association is still around. The new board is still in place. The policies are still enforced. And I am still here, working from home, dealing with deadlines and regression tests and client calls. But now, when I check the HOA portal, I see records, I see transparency, I see accountability, and I see a system that works the way it is supposed to. Because I did not just clear my name, I changed the game. A few months ago, I got a call from a resident I did not know. She said she was dealing with a false violation notice and she heard I had experience fighting back. I told her what I learned: document everything, stay calm, gather evidence, and make people follow their own rules. She thanked me and hung up. 2 weeks later, she called back. She won. The notice was dropped. The fee was waived. And the board member who filed it was removed. That is the real payback. Not revenge, not destruction, just forcing the system to work. And that is exactly what I did. One afternoon, about 18 months after everything started, I was at a vendor parking lot picking up a custom order for work when I saw Donna's car in the lot. She was standing near the entrance, talking on her phone. I grabbed my order and started walking to my car. Then I heard her voice behind me. "You think you won," she said. I stopped and turned around. She was standing about 10 feet away, holding her phone like a weapon. "You destroyed my reputation," she said. "You got me kicked off the board. You got me convicted. You ruined my life." You framed me for theft, I said. You faked notices. You lied to vendors, staff, and the police. You stole from the association for over a year. I did not ruin your life. You did. I have proof you were involved, she said. I have documentation. Then show it, I said. She did not move. You claimed you had witnesses, and you refused to name them, I said. You claimed you submitted everything, but nothing existed. You tried to have private security confront me publicly. You called the cops on me for sitting in a lobby. You texted me a fake notice. You lied to the mail carrier. You deleted portal records, and when it all collapsed, you tried to blame everyone else. She opened her mouth, but I kept going. I am going to ask you 3 yes or no questions, I said. Did you take the signage from the clubhouse? She did not answer. Did you print a fake violation notice with my name on it before the shipment was even reported missing? Her face went red. Did you delete records from the HOA portal to cover your tracks? I had a process, she said. I was following procedure. That is not a yes or no, I said. She stared at me. Then she turned and walked back to her car. I watched her get in, start the engine, and drive away. A woman in a vendor uniform walked over. Was that Donna Pierce? She asked. Yeah, I said. She tried to get us to blacklist your address last year, the woman said. She called our dispatcher and said you were harassing her. We told her we do not do that. She got really mad and threatened to cancel her account. We told her to go ahead. I thanked her and left. That was the vendor pressure move Donna tried, and it failed. That night, I got a text from Lisa. Subject line, final update. Body Donna Pierce has moved out of Riverstone. Her home was listed for sale last month and it closed this week. The new owners seem nice. I wanted to let you know. I texted back a thumbs up and put my phone down. 2 years after everything started, I was sitting on my patio when a guy knocked on my fence gate. I walked over and saw the new events director holding a box. I was cleaning out the storage closet and found this, she said. It has your name on it. I opened the box. Inside were 3 packages I had ordered 2 years ago and never received. They were still sealed. Where did you find these? I asked. In a tote in the back corner, she said. It had a bunch of random stuff in it. Pool keys, clubhouse remotes, and some packages with resident names on them. I think Donna was hoarding them. I thanked her and took the box inside. I opened the packages. One was a work keyboard I had written off as lost. One was a book I had forgotten about. The third was a gift I had ordered for a friend. All of them were months late, but they were mine. Donna had been stealing from residents for longer than anyone realized, and I was just one of many. But I was the one who stopped her. A few weeks ago, I got an email from the board president. Subject line, recognition. Body, the board, would like to recognize your efforts in exposing fraud and improving transparency within the association. We are planning a community appreciation event next month, and we would like to invite you as a guest of honor. Please let us know if you can attend. I replied and said I would think about it. I am still thinking. Because I did not do it for recognition. I did not do it for applause. I did it because I was wrongly accused, publicly humiliated, and financially threatened. And I did it because I realized that if I did not fight back, Donna would just move on to the next person. So I fought back, I gathered evidence, I stayed calm, I followed the rules, and I used the system to expose someone who was abusing it. And in the end, I won. Not because I got revenge, not because I destroyed her, but because I forced the system to work the way it was supposed to. I made the HOA follow its own rules. I made them preserve records and stop deleting portal uploads. I made them require photo evidence and manager signatures for every violation notice. I made them give residents a real chance to respond before any enforcement action was taken. That is the real victory. Not humiliation, not punishment, just accountability. And that is what I wanted all along. A controlled confrontation where I asked simple yes or no questions and she contradicted herself. That is exactly what happened in the parking lot. I asked her 3 direct questions. She could not answer any of them. And when she tried to spin it, I did not let her. The HOA is required to preserve records and stop deleting portal uploads. That is the policy change that came out of the audit. No more covering tracks. No more selective enforcement. Everything goes on the record. Karen's committee voted to replace her, and she watched it happen. That happened at the special board meeting. Her own colleagues removed her from the events director position while she sat in the front row. She tried to defend herself, and they shut her down with evidence. And the funny karma beat? She tried to use a stamp like a judge, and it fell apart in her hands. That happened during one of the early confrontations at the management office. She was trying to approve her own fake notice, and the stamp literally disintegrated when she pressed it down. The ink pad was dried out and the rubber crumbled. She stood there, holding the broken pieces while the staff watched. It was small, it was absurd, and it was perfect. That is the story. That is how I cleared my name, exposed a thief, and changed the way an HOA operates. I did it with evidence, persistence, and the one thing Donna could never fake: the truth. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.